It's exciting. It's exciting. Here we are.
Yep, absolutely. Now, a lot of people are like, we were talking about this just before we started. A lot of people are like, Trump is like, he screwed up by going and hitting Iran. But, what's the price of oil in a barrel? What's the price of oil around the world, in Asia and all the other places that refuse to help? 150. So, we don't really need to go in and straighten out the Strait of Hormuz. We pretty much done what we needed to do, I think. So we may see, because Trump's been sending a lot of Marines in that direction, but I don't know that they're necessarily going to put boots on the ground. He's even said that I'm not putting boots anywhere.
No. And China's calling for oil to buy from us. I don't know if he's going to make a deal with them, but he made one with Japan. Prime Minister was here, female Prime Minister yesterday, made a deal with them, had dinner last night. And after Cuba has said, we will not be intimidated, we will not be negotiating, they caved. Yesterday, they started negotiating.
Yep. Everything seems to be going, as planned, like we've been talking about. It's changing. There's a lot of narratives out there. I don't think they're all correct, but, we're going to see. Stock market was down pretty heavily today. Oil was back up near $100. WTI. The British oil, I guess, is up 112, I think. So again, they're paying a lot more than we are, and they don't want to get involved in straightening out the Strait of Hormuz. So why should we?
The president was so funny. He said, I don't see what's straight about the Strait of Hormuz anyway. I don't see anything straight. And I sent out the Bloomberg chart yesterday, and they put the picture of the Strait of Hormuz in there. And it's just like one big U-turn. It's just, there is nothing straight about the Strait of Hormuz, but nobody thought about that before. But Bloomberg put a chart around it, and China needs like 38. Japan's on there. Asia's on there. All these different countries are on there needing that, and they can't get it. But this is how he does his art of war. He told everybody, and we all heard it. He said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have our ships help get you through. We're going to make sure everybody's protected and stay safe and everything else. And then wanted everyone to join him. Nobody joined him. Nobody agreed to help. Nobody's going to pay. Nobody's going to send equipment. Nobody's going to do anything. So he just said, okay, then we're shutting it down. You guys figure it out yourself. And now they're all calling him. Well, how are we going to get the oil if you don't give us because we've been doing everything, paying for everything, sending our troops everywhere. It's so beautiful what's happening.
Yep, exposure. So a lot of people are saying that, he's doing Israel's bidding. I don't agree with that whatsoever, but they're going to find a way to make that fit. A lot of people have been doing that, saying that we have all these people in Congress that have dual citizenship, or dual passports, and I agree with that. That's something we need to be aware of. That's not done anywhere else in the world. Why? Who are they working for? Are they working for the people of Israel, or are they working for the people of America?
Well, and there's a lot of interesting things. You may have the answer to this. I don't have the answer. They're all asking, where's Bibi? I said, what do you mean, where's Bibi? And they go, well, they're calling for proof of life, and he's not even answering that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
He's in a coma or dead. Probably a coma.
Well, because people didn't understand, they kept, and this is when you are not operating in truth, you'll say anything. You'll be headlines. And I've said this forever. It's impossible to think you want to get rid of the mainstream media, and yet you want to act like the mainstream media. That's not going to help anybody in any nation. And so that's what we've kind of got going on right now. And they still think that we went in and we caused all this and we started this hornet's nest. Not true. It was Israel that took out the IRGC guys.
Yeah.
Our guys knew where they were. And the president said, this is for them to resolve in the Middle East, but I'm going to support them, and I'm not going to let this come here. I'm not going to let it. And that's what we started out with President Jefferson. He created the Marines, sent them over there to take care of it over there, so it never came here. We haven't had that until we got back our Department of War. So if people aren't watching how different Department of War operations are, this is an operation. We're not at war. This is an operation, and we're going to take care of business, and it's going to be handled, and they're not going to be able to treat us the way they've been treating us, because they've killed Americans how many decades now?
Yeah,
and high numbers,
Well, so, this is another problem we talked about, how all over the world it's like they're trying to eliminate the white race. If you look at all of the Europe, they're importing Muslims like crazy. Here in America, we imported Muslims like crazy. In Canada, they like Indians in Canada. But, in Canada, they're doing, assisted suicide and, just, decimating their population. They like we here in America and in Europe, we have a lot of homeless, a lot of, military veterans who commit suicide, 22 a day. It's insane. They don't help all of those people. They pull in more people. I just saw where New York pays $81,000 for each one of their illegal immigrants.
It's all a replacement process.
Absolutely.
Complete replacement.
Yeah.
President Trump just sent out a notice where he really, wants to emphasize voter ID and et cetera. So how do we do a voter ID when we haven't protected Social Security numbers?
Yeah.
We haven't protected our driver's licenses. We haven't protected our passports. I found out there's a guy on the 3 military guys, and his wife is from the Philippines. And so they're crossing every T, dotting every I, making sure she becomes a naturalized citizen. And somebody said, "You're ridiculous to do that." He said, "Why?" And they said, "Well, because all you have to do is take the green card to the post office with a photo for the passport, fill out the application with the post office, submit it, and she'll get an American passport." And he thought, that is crazy. So he went down to his post office thinking maybe it's something unusual. And so I put it out on internet, and people went, "Well, the post office is screwed up anyway, Sheila." And I said, guys, the post office doesn't issue the passport. Our Secretary of State, before Trump came back, was issuing American passports on resident visas. And everybody from all these nations who came into America and bought a business, you were able to get a green card. Remember the HB5, I think it was? And when you did that, you spent $250,000 plus buying a business in America. And then you and all your children under 18, 21, whatever it was, would all get to come in and get all green cards. China has been buying up all the franchises of Hilton, guys. Can you imagine how many of those got a green card?
Wow.
And now they all can turn in their green card and their passport photo and an application and get a passport that shows they're an American. That's a real ID for all of us. Plus the real ID issues at DMV, getting voter registration, and all the illegals had to do was turn in a piece of paper, an envelope or a bill that showed an address to mail the driver's license to. And we had to go through this whole process being a legal American. They've been replacing us. It's not just depopulation. This replacement thing is huge. And that's why President Trump, and a lot of people still don't know, so I'm going to let you know, Monroe Doctrine was all about infiltration. And then he became President Monroe. That's why they took him out. Not just Jefferson and Adams on our 50th, but on our 55th, in 1831, they took out President Monroe. Because President Monroe wrote the Monroe Doctrine. You have to stop this tyranny before they come on our shores. Everything we got away from is now here. We have to stop this. We have to correct this. That's what he gave Congress that report in 1820. So now President Trump has coined a new phrase for us. Are you ready? Monroe Doctrine is now President Trump's new quote. So he's now doing Monroe Doctrine with ICE and the team.
So there's also, I don't know if it's true. It looks like it's right, but they have a gold coin which can be used legal tender with President Trump on it. So I think he will be the first president in history that will actually, in his lifetime as president, will get a coin with his face on it. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, that would be awesome. Well, is Mount Rushmore right behind? I don't know.
Probably. Because we've seen some pictures of somebody that was on top of one of the heads, and people were saying it was JFK Jr. So it's very interesting. So yeah, he's out there somewhere doing his thing.
Yeah, that was Gene Ho, and that was July 4. What would that have been? Was that 17 or 18? I think 17.
Something like that, yeah.
He went out there for 4th of July.
Very cool.
So, because Mary Hart was the MC. Mary Hart and I were Firo sisters at Augustana University back a couple decades ago, back in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We attended the same college, and she was a year ahead of me and we were in the Fyros. And she married the Dean of Men, Terry Hart, became Mary Hart, and then went on Entertainment Tonight. And so it was Christy Nome, who was the governor then. I'm really trying to place the year. But Christy Nome was the governor, and she invited her because they knew each other as residents in South Dakota. So
very nice. So do you want to play that one video we were talking about?
The short little one with the Mission Impossible background.
Yeah, let's play that one.
So it could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll give us a little insight, also, I believe. So I'm gonna share the screen so we can check that out.
The music is not showing up.
All right, let me go back. When I share the screen, I have to
Top secret. I didn't even notice that before. I was laughing so hard. Now it's top secret data transfer.
Interesting.
Phase Oasis. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, I don't know how they do these. I really don't know how they do these. It's not something I can do.
Yeah, the AI now is really good. So CGI and AI, so it'll make pretty much anything you need it to make. And that's what they did with Netanyahu. So he had several videos where he was supposedly alive and doing well, and we saw the CGI in it, and it was 6 fingers on one. So he did another video. We had like, here, see, I got all my fingers, and then he like put his hand in his pocket. That didn't work, and then he was sipping on coffee. That was obviously CGI. So, yep.
Yeah, the variances and wherever he is now. I mean, who knows? Just who knows? But the other thing that's fun about this, and now there's even commercials out where the guy's doing the deal in the commercial. He gets done with the deal in the commercial, and then everybody thinks that's who they're dealing with, and the guy signs as though that's him, and then he takes a mask off and he's a completely different person. And I think they're trying to let people know, but there have been discussions about this, because didn't it start as a CIA project where they were doing this? And then there was a movie. Do you remember the movie? Not the one with Nicolas Cage and I don't know who was the other guy, where the Face Off, where they became each other. It's not that one. It's the one where the heavyset guy and Tom Cruise, the heavyset guy, he wears his mask sometimes, and that, you know what I mean? And so who is it that you're really seeing? Because the two of them are wearing masks.
Tropic Thunder, I think.
The what?
Tropic Thunder.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because that deal was done offshore. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so I love this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to believe me. Well, they wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't look smooth or anything if they put the mask on over something else. And they've even shown people who have a lot of hair and have facial hair and everything else, and they take it off and they're bald and they have no facial